Hi there and welcome to Horror According to Chris Wyatt. Today's movie is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane is a 1962 horror thriller directed by Robert Aldrich and starring Hollywood legends Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. The flick was a pretty huge success back in its day and has gone on to be something of a classic, not to mention a straight-up camp masterpiece, though it's probably even more famous, or rather infamous, for the legendary feud between its two stars. Hell, it was such a big deal, there's literally a show airing right now all about it. The movie is about sisters Jane and Blanche Hudson, both of whom are fated celebrities in their own right. Jane, a former child vaudeville icon, and Blanche, a once successful film actress whose career was cut short when she was left paralyzed from the waist down in a car accident allegedly caused by Jane. Jane, bitter and resentful of her sister's rise to fame and fortune after her star faded, cares for her paraplegic sister in Blanche's Hollywood mansion, though frequently treats her cruelly. Jane, however, is determined to make a comeback, even if that comes at the cost of her sanity. And while I wouldn't call the film a straight-up masterpiece, it's still a damn good movie. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane is a suspenseful, messed up, completely twisted little horror flick that's earned its place in Hollywood history. The meta-symbolism behind the story is legitimately interesting, as both Davis and Crawford were themselves Hollywood legends whose glory days were long behind them. And even though the two had never co-starred in anything before Baby Jane, or after Baby Jane for that matter, their rivalry was well documented. Bette Davis gets the showier role as Jane Hudson, and oh my god is she amazing in this. She received an Oscar nomination for her performance, and rightfully deserved in my opinion. She is so over the top you can practically see teeth marks in the scenery, but she never quite descends into self-parody either.
I've written a letter to Daddy saying I love you.
Watching her torment her sister and descending further and further into madness is compelling, frightening, and so bonkers you can't take your eyes off her. And while Joan Crawford is, a bit fittingly anyways, frequently overshadowed by Davis, it should be noticed that she still manages to give a sympathetic and also compelling performance. It's hard not to sympathize with poor Blanche as she continues to be psychologically and at times physically tortured by her psychotic sister. How the film ultimately culminates for the sisters toward the end is quite unforgettable, though I won't dare spoil it. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, released 2 years before this, broke down a few boundaries as far as movie censorship went, which is why Baby Jane was able to get away with some really dark content. Compared to the films of today, it may not seem that extreme, but even still, some of it is pretty damn twisted. The film ultimately ended up being something of a last hurrah for Davis and Crawford. While they both continued to work and even had a few successes here and there, they never were quite able to replicate the same success as Baby Jane, or any of their other previous hits for that matter. But it's easy to see why Whatever Happened to Baby Jane became such a hit, just as it's easy to see why its legacy continues even to this day. It's a campy, at times grotesque, and off-the-wall little movie with an interesting history and a lasting legacy. For film fans of all kinds, this is a must-watch. I give Whatever Happened to Baby Jane 4.5 stars out of 5.
Do this to me, Jane! Jane, please!
Okay, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane by leaving me a comment below. And if you like what you saw and you want to see more, click subscribe and tune in soon for new videos. I'll see you next time.
Whatever happened to Baby Jane? She could dance, she could sing, make the biggest theater ring. Jane could do most anything. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? Whatever happened to Baby Jane? When she'd walk